Wow, where do I start? Today is July 10th, 2015. I just got back from court, and on my way to court, the Isabella County Sheriff's Department was waiting for me at the intersection, and they followed me for 25 minutes all the way into town. Talk about intimidating. I guess that was the point. And as you can see from my earlier videos, I was quite upset, and it was quite upsetting. This is terrorism. Anyways, I got to the courthouse, and John Tellis was inside, like he was last time, and amongst others. This time David Sabuda was there, and some tribal police officer was there. I don't remember his name. David Sabuda is the guy that swore out an arrest warrant for Donald Brzezinski Sr. Without first-hand knowledge of what was going on. But anyways, I told John Tellis, the Undersheriff of Isabella County, that I didn't appreciate his department, his deputies stalking us out here, and I let him know that we were picked up and we were followed all the way to town. So you got to know they're keeping a very close eye, not only on what's going on with the case and stuff, but also me personally, and coming out to my house. And keep in mind, I live pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. We get very low traffic out here, and feel vulnerable to a certain degree for that. And it was very unnerving, to say the least. So I told him I didn't appreciate it, and I told him to knock it off, and he said noted, or whatever that means. What I find ironic is that all of the people that I've actually forwarded criminal complaints about in the county, with some exceptions, but the people that were there today basically have been accused and alleged of being criminal in front of me, and as me as witness. John Tellis and the theft of our property and our home in 2010 with the fake eviction. Not only the home, but its contents. He's there, you know, smiling like, you know, nothing's wrong. Still working, still drawing a paycheck from the taxpayers here in the county that are clueless to what he's done and how his actions have affected myself and my family. Sabuda, like I said, I asked him who he was because I've never seen him before, and he was in plain clothes. And first he said, "None of your business." And I said, "Oh, really?" And then he said, "No, just kidding. I'm David Sabuda. You write all this stuff about me on the internet." So that was interesting, you know, calling these people criminal, and you know, they don't arrest me for false reports of crime, but at the same time they smile back at me like I'm powerless to do anything, which, you know, all by myself, I guess I am powerless to do anything. So we got into the courtroom about 20 minutes before. I didn't expect or really want a big crowd this time. I didn't, you know, it wasn't my goal last time to intimidate the county, and this time, you know, I think they might have been expecting the same thing, and brought the sheriff's department to my house for this escort thing. And after we got in town, we had two of them behind us, and it was very unnerving, obviously. But Detective Sergeant Gary Green of the Michigan State Police was also there. He's the one that took my kidnapping information for Daniel Austin's 3 children, and reported back to me in an email that the Michigan State Police was not interested in performing an investigation or conducting an investigation into my allegations, even though I'd already done the investigation myself and I'd provided him the results. So it was crazy from that perspective, that all of these people that have been part, with exceptions, you know, Paul Chamberlain didn't come and sit in the audience. I did find out, however, Lance Dexter, used to be the Isabella County Court Administrator. He's no longer the administrator. I accused him of terrorism, and now he's gone. I don't really understand what that's about, but he's the Isabella County Court Administrator. He's also the FOIA coordinator for Isabella County Courts. And I sent him a FOIA request, and he responded back saying, well, yeah, thanks, I'm the FOIA coordinator, I got your request, but I'm exempt from providing you with any information because of my job, essentially. So basically, created another dead end for what I was after there. The court itself was a little different than I expected, but similar in a lot of ways to what I was expecting. The differences were the judge actually let me get up and speak, and I actually read our filing right into the court record, and it was, a page and a half, and I did that, and without interruption. That's the part I think that probably shocked me the most, was that the judge very politely let me enter everything onto the record. Well, this is an eviction based on a foreclosure sale, and Michigan is a non-judicial state, so basically I could see what the judge was going to do. He was going to listen to us politely, let us say what we had to say, and then he was going to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And this is what I point to when I say that we've lost our judiciary here in Michigan. Now, if you want to argue with me, go ahead. If you want to bring up points that you think I'm missing, go ahead. I'm not claiming to be a legal expert. Okay, but I do know what I'm talking about with regard to everything that I've been exposed to, which is not by any stretch of the imagination the entire law in Michigan. So feel free, if you have a comment or a question, or you think that I'm not addressing something properly, it's important for me to field those things, because typically there aren't any arguments, there aren't any opposition statements or whatever that challenge me. So please do challenge me if you have something that's relevant or pertinent to the laws that I'm discussing here. But Michigan, like I said, is a non-judicial state, which means that the bank does not have to take you to court to get the house back. They file a notice of sheriff's sale, like in my case that was heard today, and essentially they're asking the sheriff's department to sell the house, my house. Okay, and then the homeowner has a redemption period after the sheriff's sale of whatever, whatever the laws or the size of the property or whatever. In our case, we made several points, and I'm going to publish the actual filing. I don't have one that has a file stamp on it, but it is the same as what was filed. The press was there for some kidnapping or whatever, so I gave a copy to both different news sources that were there, knowing that they would have to, bounce it off their supervisors and end up not doing a story anyway. But anyways, my filing is going to be linked or contained herein, and it's word for word what was filed. After making 13 or so points as to why this shouldn't be happening, the judge basically said that the time to argue about the foreclosure was in the proceedings related to the foreclosure that were non-existent. There were no proceedings prior to these eviction proceedings with regard to foreclosure. Michigan is a non-judicial state. The bank did not have to sue for possession or for foreclosure, and they didn't. But this judge told me that the time to raise the points related to the foreclosure were in the previous proceedings that don't exist. Okay, he lied. Had we had an opportunity, and this is, there's a lot of shortfalls in what's going on in Michigan, and it's really hard to point to all of them. But in a non-judicial state, the only proceedings that the homeowners have against them typically are at the end, where the bank tries to evict or eject through the courts. They have to do that through the courts. And in our case in particular, that's where we found ourselves at the very first opportunity to bring these points up in court was at these eviction proceedings. Now, this judge, Judge Janes, Isabella County judge, is telling us that the time for, like I said, the time for bringing up these points was at a point in time that doesn't exist. That is awfully convenient for him and for the court and for the bank, wouldn't you agree? So without so anyways, Judge Janes ordered possession to Bank of America today, despite the fact that we claimed we have a 12-month redemption period, which we do, and we're at the 6-month mark. So this Isabella County judge has ordered possession to the bank halfway through our redemption period. This is critical. I mean, where do we... Our only chance to argue the length of the redemption period stated in the notice of sale was with the newspaper where the notice was published. Excuse me, Mr. Publisher, it's actually 12 months. Can you make a correction here? They look at you like, well, you're not paying the bill. I don't care what it says. You know, take it up in court, okay? Basically is what they would say, but I never even went to them. So the bank is using the wrong redemption period, which means they're trying to evict us in the redemption period, which means that Judge Janes today is allowing the bank to have possession and evict us halfway through a redemption period. So I made a follow-up comment, and I'm trying to get the audio and video, if possible, from the transcriptionist, the court clerk, or whoever was there working, because it's very important. During the proceedings, I addressed that specifically. I said, Judge, Michigan is a non-judicial state. These are the first proceedings against us. The bank is attempting to evict us halfway through a redemption period. Well, the time to handle that was at the previous proceedings that don't exist. Off with you now. Anyways, the bank got what they wanted today. Their lawyer didn't even say anything, just kind of sat there and mumbled. It's not even the lawyer that initiated the eviction proceedings originally, just some local stooge that was here to pick up and fill a seat, basically. So anyways, there's more details to this that I want to share, and I'm just going to do it in another video because I'm already at 13 minutes, and like I said, I'm trying to keep everything around 10 just so people can get through this stuff a little quicker without so much craziness. But more later. Thanks. Bye.